The winters of the Second World War were merciless. Soldiers froze in trenches, civilians shivered in drafty homes, and fuel was scarce. Yet some homes remained surprisingly warm, not because of extra blankets or roaring fires, but because of a clever low-tech principle that few people think about today. It's a method that turned ordinary walls into heat reservoirs, trapping warmth that would have otherwise vanished. If you've ever wondered how people survived bitter winters with minimal resources, this story is for you. And it might just teach you something about modern survival and efficiency. Before we dive deeper, take a moment to hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe to Warfront Survival. Drop a comment below if you've ever experimented with low-tech heating tricks, or if history has ever taught you a life-saving lesson in an unexpected way. Now, let's uncover a strategy that transformed ordinary rooms into surprisingly cozy retreats, even in the harshest conditions. During the Second World War, fuel rationing was strict, and central heating was a luxury most families could not afford. People instinctively relied on blankets, layered clothing, and small stoves, but these solutions only addressed the body. They didn't stop the heat from leaving the room. The real innovation came from seeing the home itself as part of the heating system. Walls weren't just barriers to keep wind and weather out. They could store and reflect warmth, dramatically amplifying the effect of every ember, candle, or stove in the room. The principle was simple. Trap heat before it escapes. Families discovered that placing reflective or dense materials behind radiators, stoves, or even on walls could prevent heat from seeping into thin, cold surfaces. Items as simple as cardboard, tin foil, newspapers, or wool scraps, arranged strategically, acted as mini thermal batteries. During the day, walls absorbed heat, storing it to release slowly over the night. This low-tech ingenuity allowed rooms to stay warmer with less fuel, providing comfort and crucial energy savings during a time of scarcity. Even soldiers on the front lines applied the same principle. Makeshift shelters were lined with anything available, thin metal sheets, blankets, and mud mixed with straw. These layers weren't fancy, but they worked. The walls trapped the heat of the sun and cooking fires, keeping sleeping soldiers warmer than those without such insulation. It wasn't glamorous, but it was brilliant, and it saved lives. In a conflict where cold could kill as efficiently as bullets, these methods were far more than convenience. They were survival. The genius of this strategy was its accessibility. No specialized materials or technology were required. Families and soldiers alike relied on ingenuity and observation. Heat naturally radiates and escapes through the least resistant paths, and by blocking or reflecting it back into living spaces, ordinary rooms became significantly warmer. This approach forced people to think structurally, not just individually. Blankets could trap body heat, but they couldn't stop a freezing wall from draining warmth from the air around it. The structural awareness of heat flow was what gave wartime households a real advantage. Even today, this principle is remarkably relevant. Modern homes leak heat through poorly insulated walls, windows and floors, and many people overcompensate with thermostats and electrical heating. By understanding where heat naturally escapes and redirecting it back into living spaces, you can improve efficiency and comfort dramatically. Reflective panels behind radiators, thoughtful insulation in attics and basements, and layering strategies borrowed directly from wartime ingenuity can transform how a home retains warmth. What worked for rationed, drafty homes of the 1940s still works for ours today, and often with materials you already have. What's most inspiring about these World War II heating strategies is how they demonstrate human creativity under pressure. The lessons extend beyond temperature control. They teach us to work with our environment, optimize scarce resources, and rethink everyday problems with intelligence rather than brute force. When you understand the mechanics of heat, even small actions like placing a reflective panel behind a radiator or lining a wall with dense materials can multiply the effectiveness of your heating system. It's a lesson in smart survival, and it's as valuable now as it was then. By now, you can see why historians and survival enthusiasts remain fascinated by these overlooked techniques. They reveal how ordinary people applied observation, experimentation, and simple physics to endure extreme conditions. The homes that stayed warm weren't insulated with fancy technology. They were insulated with insight. Every newspaper, scrap of wool, and piece of foil was a strategic tool in the fight against cold. So, the next time you feel the winter chill creeping into your home, don't just pile on blankets or crank the thermostat. Look at the walls, consider the flow of heat, and think about the simple, practical methods that kept people alive during one of history's most challenging times. Redirect the warmth instead of chasing it, and you'll experience a difference no blanket alone can provide. The strategies that helped civilians and soldiers survive harsh winters in World War II remain not only relevant, but incredibly effective today. If this video gave you a new perspective on survival and historical ingenuity, make sure you like, share, and comment. And don't forget to subscribe to Warfront Survival. Every week, we uncover forgotten strategies, overlooked survival techniques, and the hidden brilliance of history's most challenging times. Stay resourceful, stay curious, and keep uncovering the secrets that history almost forgot.